Naija YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to sew this 6 pieces blouse. You can see it on me. So I'm going to be teaching you the pattern with which I drafted it. You can see how beautiful. There is no cut. It is a 6-piece peplum blouse. You can see how it's standing with the cuts around it. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you how to draft today. Really quick and easy. I'm going to be using the easiest method, and this is actually a neck dart pattern. That's what I'm going to be using, the neck dart bustier. You can see it. You can see the dart is running from the top of the neck to the down. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you, the neck dart 6 pieces blouse. That's what I'm going to be teaching you how to draft today with this pattern paper. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please do not hesitate to hit on the like button. Subscribe if you are new to my channel. If you are just passing by, thank you also for passing by. And I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate your comment on my videos, the likes and the shares. I do appreciate it a lot. I do. So I made out, this is my pattern paper. I made out some couple of lines just to make it fast for us, so the video will not be too long. So like I told you, I said this is one of the easiest method of cutting a 6 pieces blouse. That is what I'm going to be teaching you today. This neck dart princess this neck dart 6 pieces blouse is gonna be really easy. So the first line I have here is the shoulder line. So I used 1/2 inch from the top. So this is just gonna be like my start off line. So that's it. And then the next line that I have here is my bust point line. That's from the shoulder to the bust, that's to the nipple, is 10 inches, and then the under bust is 13 inches. This is the bust point, and then this is the under bust. So this is what I have here. I have here 10 inches, and here I have here 13 inches. And then my waistline, which is this point where the flare is coming out from, is 15 inches. That's this point, that's this waist point. So that is what I have here. This is the 15 inches. And then the full length of my blouse is 22 inches. And then I added 2 inches as my allowance. That's for the sewing and the turning, other logistics. So now I'll go straight down. I'll be using the dress. I'm just going to be using it to teach you, so it will make it so easy for you. The first thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be measuring the bust point lines. That's the bust span. That is here to here, and you can see here I have 8 inches for the bust span. So the bust span actually runs from here to here, 8 inches. So you add 1/2 inch to it for the joint. So I'm going to be using 4.5. So I'll use 4.5 for the bust span. That's from here to here, like I told you. So I'll use 4.5. That's what I'll use to draft it. 4.5. Here also I'll use 4.5. And then I'll use 4.5 also for this point. And then for the down, I'm not going to be using 4.5. You can see the down is wider. So I'll leave that point. When I come back, I'll show you how to add the down part. Then the top part, I'll go back to the top also. I'll make use of 4.5. And make sure you watch this video to the end, because the back part, I'm going to be giving you a little trick for you you don't have to draft the back all over. You're just going to be using this pattern paper to cut out the back, and it's really fast and easy. And that is the pattern that I've been using, and it has been working for me. So you don't have to go through the rigors of drafting the back pattern again. You just use the front part to cut the back. So just watch it so you see it. So I'll join my lines now together. My 4.5 line, all of my points. Sorry, just have to be very sure. So I stop here at the waist point. That is where I stop the bust line. That's the, sorry, the dart line. I stopped there. So because this line is going to serve as a dart. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be taking out the dart inches from the dart now, from the dart line. So the first thing I'll do, I'll come to this left hand side. I'll use 1 inch from the middle. You see, I'm placing it at the dart from the waistline. I'm using 1 inch here. This is my 1 inch. And then from the under bust line, which is this point, I'm using 1 inch also. And then for the bust point, which is this point, you know, you can see what I have. You can see how it's actually lifting my breast up. So in order to get this lift perfectly, you can see, in order to get it perfectly, this is what I did with this one. So I held my tape like this. I came down by ½ inch here on this dart line, and then another ½ inch on this dart line. This is ½ inch. So I'll just use my ruler, just make a little line in order to differentiate it. And then for the top part, that's the left side of my dart, I use ½ inch. I'm not using 1 inch, I use ½ inch from this point, which is here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be taking my point, this ½ inch point. I'll connect it to the ½ inch that is on top from the bust point line. So I'll just take it like this and then connect it. I'm bringing it down. So I stopped it here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, this is my ½ inch line. I'll connect it to this line. I'll just connect it like this. You can decide to come like this. So I think I'm just going to be coming from the top like this. I'll use dotted lines in order to get it perfectly well. So I'm just going to be doing it like this. So this is the under bust. Then I'll bring it down to, this is the under bust here, and then I'll bring it to the waistline with the same dots. And then this point, I'm going to be blending it because I don't want it to be sharp. You can see what I have. It's not sharp. It's well blended. So I'm just going to be blending it like this. So I'll just blend like this. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, you can see this, my 6 pieces blouse. You can see the down is very wide. So I'm going to be making use of, so you can use between 7 and 8. I think for this one, I actually used 7.5 inches. So, but for this draft, because it's a draft, I will use 7 inches. So I just take my tape like this and come to this point like this. And then I'll measure 7 inches. I'll measure 7 inches to this point. That's to my allowance point. And then I'll join it from this point. I'll just indicate it like this. And then before I rule out my lines. So, and then I'll join it together. So you can see. So I'll just blend like this. So this point, this curve here, this curve that I have here, this is what gives it, you can see this fit that it has. That is what gives it the fit. So the next thing I'll do, I'll cut it out. I'll just cut it out. I'll take my scissors like this. And then it's cut out perfectly well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be drafting the side piece, this side piece. That is what I'm going to be drafting now. So I'll turn my pattern paper like this. So I'm just going to be turning it and then root out the lines again. Oh, the first thing, you take the middle piece, which is this one. You can see it. It's looking like mine. You can see it. You can see it. You can see the curve I was telling you. See the shape is there that I have on my dress. So you take the pattern paper like this. I advise you actually do this on the pattern paper. Don't do it directly on your fabric. So you don't miss it. Do it on paper and make sure you're correct. Then you take it like this and then turn. You notice I'm not placing it like this. I'm not placing it like this yet. So I'm just going to be putting it like this. I'll turn it to the reverse side, and then make sure I have my measurements accurately before I start. So I'm just going to be checking out, I'll check out my measurements, what I need for the down. Okay, I think I do. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be tracing out this line, this curved part. I'll trace it out on the side. Why? The reason is because when I was coupling this dress, this side, the curve is also there, so that is what actually gives it this lift. It's, the side are not straight, so the curve runs, and it's the curve, since it's on the side and it's on the middle, both of them, they need to be the same in order for it to give it a very, very good effect. So I'm just going to be taking it like this. I'll take my marker and then trace it out like this. Make sure it's accurate, and then I'll cut out the side. I'll cut it out first before I start taking my measurements. Make sure it is the same. So I have my side ready. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be inserting my measurement now. And the first measurement is the shoulder measurement, which is 16 inches. So when you take away, we're going to be removing this part because this part we already have those parts cut out, so we can't take 16 inches from the side. So we just measure what we have here, which is what I have here. I have 4 inches, so I'll just take away 4 inches. This is my 8 inches, which is 16 inches. I'll add 2 inches to it as my allowance. For this part, I advise you add a lot of allowance, so at the end, after coupling, it doesn't truncate, so it will still be perfect. So I'll take it. This is my 16 line, and then the next thing I'll do now, I'm gonna take from this 16, I'll just measure like this. Remember the half inch I left, so I'll take the armhole. I'm using 7 inches. You can use between 7 and 8 inches. So since this is a draft, I'll just use 7 inches. So I'll just connect my lines together like this, and then rule out. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, for this neck dart 6 pieces blouse, I'll measure the bust point. That's the bust measurement. That's the circumference of the bust. So what I have here, I have 4.5. So I'm going to be taking 4.5 away. The bust is 40, so I'll take 10 inches. This is 10 inches. I've already minus 4.5 from it because that is what I have here. So this is 10 inches. So my 10 inches, you can decide to add allowance, because most times when I make drafts, some people, they will ask, you didn't add allowance. So I'm just going to treat this draft like it's a fabric. So I'll just add, I'll add 3 inches allowance to it. So this is my 3 inches allowance. I'm just setting it here. I'm going to be coming for it later. And then for the waistline, I'm just going to be working now with the waistline, which is those points. So for the waistline, I'll first of all measure out what I have here. For the waistline, I have 3.5. I have 3.5, because I always advise you, when you're cutting these 6 pieces, make sure the waistline is the middle part of the waistline in between. Make sure it's always small. I always like making mine 7 inches. It gives it a very good fit. So what I have here now is 3.5. So I'm going to be minusing my 3.5 from what I have here. So I'll use 9, which is 36, and then I'll add between 1.5 to 2 inch allowance to it. I'll just connect it like this. I'll still use my dotted lines like this. And then for the down part, if you want your 6 pieces blouse, if you want the down part to be very full, so you can determine whatever you want for the down. So for this down, for this, I actually made it bigger. So for this, I'm going to be using since my left, I'm just going to be making use of my entire pattern paper, which is 13 inches, which is okay, so I'm just going to be connecting it like this. I'll just connect it like this. I always like blending, so I'll just blend it like this. So this is this. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, the armhole. So I'll just, since my armhole is 7 inches, so I'll just take the middle like this, and then use half an inch this point, and then I'll just come like this, come out a bit, and then blend it to this point. That's for the front armhole. So I'll cut it out now. So you can see what I have here. This is what I have. You can see, like I was telling you, but when you finish coupling now, you will see this, you can see the curves already, like what I have on. You can see it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be cutting the back piece. And like I told you, I'm not going to be going through all this and start drafting. I'm just going to be using this pattern to cut out the back, and I'm going to be doing it real quick. So I'll just, since these two pieces are the same, I'll just keep one aside and then work with these two. So I'll get a fresh new pattern paper. I'm going to be duplicating this. I'm going to be cutting out this exact piece. So I'll take it, I'll just stretch out my paper like this. For this, I'll cut it out. I'm not adding anything. I've not added any allowance. I'm cutting this exact same piece out. I'm cutting this exact piece out. So I'll just take it out like this. I'm cutting out this exact piece. It's supposed to be folded. But since I'm just using one part of it, in order not to confuse you, let me just fold it. Because some people might get confused. So let me just fold it. So I'll cut it out exactly. So this is my back. I'm not done with it, so I just want to differentiate it. So this is my front piece. I'll keep it aside, and then for the side, I'll just take it like this. I'm gonna be cutting out the same exact, like I told you, the same pattern with all the curves still in place. That's what I'm doing now. I'm still cutting it out. So when I'm done, that's when I will now use what I have out to cut out the back. So I just want you to watch it carefully. So this is the side piece, and then this is the original one. So I'll keep it out, and then I'll bring this back. So this is where the trick comes in that I'm going to be using now. So you find that most of the measurements, everything is the same. So from the waistline, that is what I'm going to be doing the trick from. This is what I use for this dress I'm putting on. So my waistline, which is 15 inches. So I'm just going to be starting from here, from this point like this. So I'm going to be trimming out the bustier part of it. So that's just the essence of what I'm doing. I'm going to be trimming it out. So I'll just take it like this. And from this point, from the waist point, you'll find that is where I have my curve. So I'm just going to blend it. I'm just going to be removing the curve that I have here. You can see what I'm doing. I just remove the curve, so I'll cut it out. So this will now serve as the pattern for the back without the allowance, because I'm still going to be adding the allowance to it. I'm going to be adding the allowance. If you don't add the allowance, you're going to be missing it. You see the back, you see the back piece now, you see it's straight. You can see the cut is straight. So I trimmed out the bustier part. So I'm going to be doing the same thing to the side. I'll just take it like this and then come to the middle. Always measure. So this is the middle, which is where my 15 inches lies. So I'll take it like this. from this point and bringing it. You can see how my ruler is standing straight. So I'll just take it like this and then blend it out, and then I'll cut out. So you can see this is the back piece. You can see how straight it is. So the next thing I'll do now, take up another plain paper and then measure out and then cut out the back piece. If I'm the one that is doing this, I don't need to cut out a new pattern paper again for I can use this directly on my fabric. The only thing I'll do, I'll add 3 inches allowance to the side. That's from this side. So if this is your fabric and now you want to cut out the back piece, so this is what I do. You take it like this. You can see the down part, everything is okay. I have the exact measurements here. This is my waistline. So I'm using this like this is my fabric now. So I'll just take my scissors and then I'll cut out like this. I'll cut this side also. And then for this side, like I told you, I'll add 2 inches allowance to the side. You can add between 1.5 and 2 inches. So you just add it like this and then just root it. You can see what I'm doing. I'm bringing it, I'm just slanting it down to meet this point. Because the back is not straight, it's slanted. So you can see, this is the back piece. So this is my original, this is the other back, and then this is the back piece. Now this is the new one. If you don't want to do this pattern that I'm using, you can decide to draft, go all over again and take your measurement and then draft. And then for the middle piece, I'll take my paper again, my pattern paper like this, and then place. I'll now add my zipper allowance to it now. That's just the difference. I'll just add my zipper allowance to it. I'll take it like this and then add 2 inches as my zipper allowance to the back piece. So I'll just measure and make sure it's 2 inches. So I'll add it to the back and then cut it out. And then I'll put my notch here. So I'll take this one aside. This is the one that does not have allowance. If you use this one that does not have allowance, it will shorten. It won't fit properly. So I'll just keep it out. And then this is the back. I just cut out one piece for the sake of this illustration. For the back, I cut out one piece. So you see, this is the back. So you open up this side. This is for the zipper allowance. You open it up like this. So you can see the both sides, they are the same. By the time you sew, when you couple, you start from the top and then you couple it down. When you are done, you take the neck measurement. You first of all, since this is a neck that you join it together before you start taking out the neck measurement. So that's why I'm not going to be doing the shoulder slant or whatever on it, because that's how you do this. So, and then this is the front piece. I'll just set this one for side. So this is the side of the front, this is the middle of the front. You can see, because of the 7 inches that I use, you can see how the cuff, the flare is coming out properly. And then for the back piece, this is the back, like I told you. So with this, I didn't have to draft the back all over. I just used it and just manipulated it and got the back. Like I told you, I have tried this method and that is what I do. That is what I used for this dress, and that is what I use for of my dress and for my customers clothes. So I have now come to the end of this illustration for this neck that 6 pieces blouse. I have now come to the end. If you like what I did with this video, please do not hesitate to like the video. If you actually have any question, please do not hesitate to drop your comment. Just drop your comment and I will answer you. So thank you so much for watching. God bless and stay safe.